wasn't it? The Alaman TT, should I say. And he's done some endurance racing again in Didiograms. But he's a right character in the Kawasaki on the Heidegger RTD Suzuki Mullet machine. I can just see there, with the Dainese leathers. That, of course, is the Czechoslovakian rider Mikkel de Koppel. And now we do have see there the top of your picture as they go into the entrance to San Francisco Hill. There's a big line across the road, and they've all negotiated that correct. And they've already had 2 laps around the circuit anyway. Up the Hospital Bridge and coming into the Maternity Bend, into the right and then into the left any second now. And now we're not sure who we are on board with here actually. And we go to the Solitude S's. And well, you can see the oil flag out there displayed by the marshals, so they will be very wary of that now. Different line taken by the motorcycles compared to the cars, so we'll have to keep an eye on how the guys get out there. Just feeling the way around there. And there's John McGuinness heading the way. You can just see Gary Johnson, 69, 9 James McBride, 11 Stephen Thompson, number 13 in there as well. Rico Penskofer on the B made the start of this 45th Motorcycle Macau Grand Prix. He was supposed to be just ahead of Horst Sagan. It doesn't look to me like he's got it. Who's going to get the whole shot? Michael Rutter is away. And no, it doesn't look to me like Connor Cummins has got at all, but Michael Rutter has got the whole shot. But as has Ian Hutchinson. Ian Hutchinson takes the lead of the 2011 Motorcycle Grand Prix here in Macau, sponsored by the City of Dreams, and Hutchie's away, and John McGuinness is up the inside of Michael Rutter there, but Michael on the brakes, John said, is so good as we go to the Mandarin Oriental Bend. Everybody safely through there, which is good news. And no Connor Cummins made it to the start. That is such unfortunate for the big man from Ramsey, but it's Ian Hutchinson dancing it in on the brakes into Lisboa. Looks to me like John McGuinness is up in the second place, and is that Paul Shoesmith, I think, or is it James McBride? I think it's James McBride who's just gone straight on there, but John McGuinness up in the second position, Michael Rutter third, Marty Jessup fourth, Michael Barnes fifth, Jeremy Toy in sixth, Gary Johnson seventh, and then we've got Bruce Anstey in eighth, Jimmy Starr at ninth, and we've got Chris Clark, the American, the newcomer here, in 10th position. William Dunlop right behind him, and Steve Mercer, Michael Dunlop, Stephen Thompson, Didier Grams, James McBride, Mark Miller, Sean Dwyer and Paul Shoesmith. But it is Ian Hutchinson, the returning Ian Hutchinson. This is his first race of 2011. Well, and they've talked to a lot of riders this week, and they've said they've got to get away, because if Michael Rutter goes away, they won't see him. Remember, now it does say there on the board that it's only 10 laps. Now that's news to me, so they've obviously changed that. So it is now 10-lap race. And it's Ian Hutchinson who's got the bull by the horns as they've been through sector 1, they'll be coming through to sector 2 in a second. And Ian Hutchinson still has the lead of this Motorcycle Grand Prix, which is now over 10 laps. Okay, 10 laps. Now just keep that in your head. And just a reminder, no Connor Cummins at the start of this race. James Hillier getting the machine, or is that Mike Barr? No, it's, oh dear me, there's Jeremy Toy getting it very squirrely through the sector 2. Ian Hutchinson leads by about 0.8 of a second, so that's a pretty big lead after lap 1. So it's Hutchinson, McGuinness, Rutter, Jessup as they come into the Fisherman's Bend, and they'll be coming into the Curva R any second now. But Hutchie looks really on this, and Rutter's down to 4th position at the moment. So it's Hutchinson over the line from McGuinness, from Jessup, from Rutter. They are your top 4 at the moment. And then it is Mike Barnes, Jeremy Toy, Clark, and then we've got Hillier, William Dunlop, Steve Mercer, Michael Dunlop, Didier Grams, Stephen Thompson, Dwyer, Miller, Shoesmith and de Koppel rounding out the top 20. But Hutchie still has the lead, but the man on the move into Lisboa looks to be Michael Rutter. He's just gone from 4th into 2nd position as he went into the brakes there on Lisboa. But Hutchie, I think he's going to try and make a break of this through this sector. But Rutter is going to be right on his tail. But Marty Jessup has just got right ahead of Michael Rutter there now. So Michael's younger teammate is putting a bit of pressure on. But I don't think John McGuinness wants to let Michael Rutter or Marty Jessup or Ian Hutchinson get away. We just have a rider in, that's Jeremy Toy it is, who's trying to hold on to the back of these. So we've got a Yamaha from 2 Ducatis and a Honda and a Kawasaki. They are your top 5 here at the moment at Macau. 2 laps are on the second lap of 10, and Hutchie's first lap time was 2:33.117. 2:33.117, and when you look at the qualifying time of 2:23.794, obviously that was the start lap, so they will be obviously getting quicker as the race progresses. We'll be coming to sector 2 very shortly, be able to give you the official split on the time. but they're not catching him. Dodjie seems to be getting away a little bit on this Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix, the 45th edition as they call it here. Into the brakes, into the Melco hairpin. Swan Yamaha looks pretty good, just has a little glance over his right hand shoulder, and it is Marty Jessup in second with, of course, his teammate Michael Rutter in third position. And well, looking at that, he's pulled about a second out, so the Swan Yamaha absolutely flying. Full World Superbike spec, that is. Everything you'd want from a factory machine is on that there. And Dodjie head down under the bubble. Yamaha gives a little bit of a shake. Now don't forget, first time racing for this year for Ian Hutchinson. So comes into the final corner, into the curve R, the R bend, and flashes over the line. And 2 minutes 27.562, 2:27.562. Hutchinson from Jessup, from Rutter, from McGuinness, from Toy, from Storer, from Johnson, from Barnes, from Anstey, your top 9 at the moment. 10th over the line is James Hilliard and Steve Mercer, Chris Clark, the American, William Dunlop, Michael Dunlop, Didier Grams, as Michael Rutter, well, he's right in the slipstream now of Marty Jessup. Is he going to pull out? He does. Michael's so good on the brakes as they go into Lisboa, and he has got past him again. Michael had a bit of a problem with that corner yesterday, which he did sort out, but Ian Hutchinson's lead is 1.338 seconds, and they're on the third lap of 10. Ian Hutchinson 7 leads it from Marty Jessup just across the line, the Lisboa, by about half a second. So I think he will, of course, just a little bit of time up on the man from Bingley in Yorkshire. Of course, former Manx Grand Prix winner, TT winner, Scarborough winner, Northwest 200 winner, also Grand Prix winner. And it is nice to see Ian back out on the back bike. However, Michael Rutter is absolutely charging him down now. That has visibly got short of that gap. It really has. So I think Dodjie's going to have from Jessup. So Marty Jessup managing to hold with his more illustrious teammate. And let's see what they do over the line and see what the exact gap is, and see if Hutchinson, yeah, you can see it yourself on screen, they've closed it right down. And well, I think Martin Jessup will be following Michael round and maybe learning a little bit. Michael Rutter's lap time 2 minutes 25.913. Dodjie's last lap time 2:27.161, so that gap has come down. So Hutchinson leads from Rutter by 0.325 of a second. Marty Jessup in third, 0.625 back. And I think we're going to have a change of the lead into Lisboa as Michael Rutter gets himself into the slipstream, pulls out to Ian Hutchinson's right-hand side, and well, just dances it in. And there we are. We have a new race leader here in the City of Dreams 45th Motorcycle Grand Prix. And it is Michael Rutter, everybody expected to be up there. Can he get that 7th race win and go to the all-time top of the list? It's a lot of been said about this week, and he's done a lot of interviews about it, and that's always been a question that he has been asked. But can Ian Hutchinson respond? Can Martin Jessup get past the bit of titanium in with his team? Had a quick look there to see if Marty Jessup will be able to get up the inside of Ian Hutchinson. He doesn't. Jeremy Toy still ahead of John McGuinness there. Gary Johnson just off the back of those two, but it is Michael Rutter who now is, let's have a little look, 1:33. I would say that's about 0.7, nearly 0.8 of a second of a lead that Michael Rutter has. And you see the pit crew getting awfully excited. Now, this has been a long week for the motorcycle guys. They obviously didn't get any qualifying in because of the rain, but now they're out on track. 7, Ian Hutchinson by 1.369, and then Marty Jessup, who is snapping at the heels of Ian Hutchinson now. He's in third, 1.528 back. Then it's Jeremy Toy, John McGuinness, Gary Johnson, Jimmy Storer, Mike Barnes, Bruce Anstey, and Steve Mercer rounding out your top 10. And Marty Jessup, I think, just maybe being held up a little bit by Ian Hutchinson now, and that's letting Michael Rutter get away. The boys are only halfway through Lisboa to San Francisco Hill, and Michael Rutter has already gone and up the hill. And his brother's just ahead of him in 12th position at 2:31.344. So good to see the two young lads here. And of course, the father won this race back in 1989 on that lovely RC30, which is in the museum here. So maybe the guys have just pulled him back a little bit there. Jessup, is he having a look? And they all seem to be starting to do what the guys do in MotoGP and World Superbikes, just dangling a leg out. That seems to be becoming quite prevalent here. A couple of guys have noticed doing that. Would be Marty Jessup and William Dunlop, and Jessup is up to second now. Jessup up to second position. He's passed Hutchinson on the brakes and running a little bit wide. Martin does there, and wow, he had that right on its side. That Ducati was absolutely flat on the edge of those tyres. So Marty Jessup up the second position, and he lost the front a little bit there. That front started to slide as he came through the Mandarin Oriental. Wow, Marty Jessup absolutely on a charge, because you can see Michael Rutter, who has, but Ian Hutchinson is still holding on, and a great performance from Ian. You mustn't take anything away from the man, because, well, he's had a terrible year since what happened last September, the end of last season, the incident at Snetterton, which kind of left him with injuries that, well, a lot of people wouldn't come back from. But Ian has shown true grit. He was hoping to come back at the Isle of Man TT this year. Didn't happen. But Michael Rutter out on his ninth lap. He has a lead now of 4.7 wins around Macau, and it goes to the man they know as the Blade, and it's Michael Rutter. What does he do over the line? A big wheelie for the man. Absolutely fantastic. He has done it. 7 wins for the man. Ian Hutchinson, fantastic third place. Marty Jessup second, and I think Hutchie's more pleased about that. Jeremy Toy in fourth position. John McGuinness drops to sixth. Gary Johnson just gets the better of John McGuinness there now, but it's all about that man on screen. A bit of a wave gives the Ducati a bit of a presentations now being made to the riders, and it goes to Michael Rutter, the race winner. He wins the City of Dreams 45th Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. 7 wins around here now. Absolutely fantastic that he has done that, and receives the trophy. And a big cheer for Michael Rutter, I'm sure, from the grandstand. Michael Rutter gets the win, he gets the applause of Ian Hutchinson, and of course Marty Jessup to get the top of that champagne. Marty Jessup's got his off first, and I think Michael Rutter is going to be wearing this everywhere. Puts the bottle down the back of his neck, puts it over the top. Richly deserved. Ian Hutchinson sprays it in Michael's face as well. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of the guys not on soft drinks as they have been for the past couple of nights in preparation for qualifying and racing. But Michael Rutter has got the win, well, and I think he enjoys it. And Ian Hutchinson, well, I don't think he was going to take champagne again, but the boy from Yorkshire has got it. But well done to Michael Rutter. That's it from me, and I'll speak to you again next year. Bye-bye.